It's like a steam room here. Those are my tracks. Almost gone now. Hello guys, thanks for being here. As you can see, I'm already on the top of a mountain to start this video. I want to play a little scenario today. I want to act as a lost hiker. So the plan is to spend the night with minimal gear, as would someone that usually get lost. You know, most people, they don't prepare to get lost. So I only brought with me a few items, the things I would usually bring on a hike or in the forest when I used to work as a forester. And yeah, I'm going to hike down on a different side of the mountain. I'll go off trail and I'll just pretend I'm lost at some point and figure out how to spend the night safely, the night safely here in the northern Appalachians. So I want to say that I'm not a professional and I've never done this before, so it should be interesting. So stick around if you're up to the adventure. Common scenario that arrives here or that happens here in this part of the country is that hikers will get down the wrong trail, or they injure themselves, or sometimes it's even skiers. They go on the back country, get down the wrong side of the mountain, and then as the night arrives, people realize they're lost and that they will have to spend the night outside. So what to do in this situation? I will try to show you properly. Oh yeah, and I have to mention that to make it more realistic, it's already late in the afternoon. It's about 2:30 right now, and the sun gets down. The sunset is at 4 p.m. So I've only got like 2 or 3 hours really of real daylight, which is mostly the case when people get lost. They usually don't get lost in the morning. So that means that doesn't leave me a lot of time to get myself a shelter and things like that. So we'll see how I do. Yeah. As I was walking, my foot just sank in this deep hole. So what happened as I was climbing here? There's a big rock over here and there's a dead tree there, but I didn't see it with the covered snow. So yeah, I just fell into it. An unlucky person could have broke his or her leg in this situation. So it's really important, if you ever go hike by yourself in the forest, or you're working outside on your woodlot or whatever, if you're alone in the forest, I think you should always tell someone where you go, roughly at least. So at least one person has an idea that you're over there, in case you don't come back. You know, because that's the thing. When we get lost or an accident happens, then you have to wait for the rescuers. But if nobody knows where you're at, then it might take a long time until someone figures it out. You might have to get lucky that someone just passed by and find yourself. I think I'm lost. I've been wandering around for some times. What to do now? So what's the first step? If I ever got lost, I guess the first step is to remain where you're at. It would be a mistake to keep walking, because if I have no idea where I'm at, I can get further and further from my original position, from where the rescuers will look for me. So I think the first step whenever we get lost is to just to stay there. There's another reason to it too, is that there's chances I won't find my way back even though I keep exploring. So I will just keep burning calories and waste energy. And I know that the night is coming and it's going to be a cold night. We're in the winter right now. So I need all my energy to keep myself warm. So yeah, I will stay here. Unless, the only reason why I would not stay here if there was like danger, apparent danger. But as I'm looking around here, everything seems fine. There's some coniferous tree that gives me a natural shelter because of their dense branches. So I think this will be home for tonight. So there's this beautiful rock here. I will use it as my shelter. It creates a natural angle here. I think I will build my fire over there and lay somewhere here. Oh, it's hard to stand with snowshoes. I will try to create a wall over here. It's nice because this rock will act as a natural reflector. I hope it will absorb some of the heat and keep the wind from blowing it away. And then yeah, I will try to build a shelter here with some branches, whatever I find. Another good thing, it would be to separate myself from the ground, create a bed of some kind with some branches or some logs. And I'll show you other cool things about this area. There is a white birch over here. Its bark is quite useful to start fire. There's dead trees. There's a one there. There's another small one over here. So I've got some wood in proximity. The hardest thing for me, I think, in this challenge will be to collect the wood, because I didn't bring any tools with me. I don't have an axe, I don't have a saw. I only have bare minimal. Actually, let me show you what I brought. Basically, in this bag, I've got some camera gear and some spare clothes. I usually bring this anyway when I go on hikes. I bring spare socks or spare glove. But the most important item for today that I brought, firstly, is matches. I think whatever the reason you get out, you go outside in the forest, in the wilderness, you should always bring matches, a lighter or a ferro rod, something that starts a fire. I believe this will have saved a lot of life. Right? In many cases, people got lost and had no way to start a fire. So I brought some matches, which is quite usual for me. I got a Leatherman multi-tool knife. So that's the only thing I've got to cut wood to work with. And luxury item, but something that should be carried outside, is a survival blanket. It's really small to carry, and it makes a good job at keeping the heat from leaving your body. You can wrap yourself around it, or you can build a shelter, use it as a tarp, separate yourself from the ground. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to use it today, but I'm sure it will be useful. And last thing is a headlamp, so we can see something at night. I can record. But yeah, headlamp should always be carried too. So yeah, a knife, headlamp, survival blanket, and some matches. We'll see what we can do with that. Oh, and of course I brought some water. So I have a water bottle and I have a few snacks, a few nuts and dry fruits. Things that I would bring also on a hike. So that's it. Let's do it. Let's get to work. Temperature's dropping. I heard someone say when it comes to wood for an overnight fire, pick what you think you need, then triple it to make sure. This should last me for tonight. Now let's build a shelter. I'll make a great bedding. think I'll leave it like that. I mean, it's not completely patched, but there's a big spruce on top of me, so I already have protection from that tree, and that's just bonus. And there's no wind here because I'm like in a little canyon with these rocks, so I think it will be good for tonight. I have a lot of wood. I got a nice ground mattress made with spruce and fir boughs, and then I just have to start a fire now and make it through the night. Even the birch bark is wet. The branches also. I think it's going to be a hard one. So good news is I got my fire going. The bad news is sometimes there's little gusts of wind and it brings the smoke into my shelter, to the top of my shelter. So if I lay down, it's not too bad, but if I sit up, then I get a bit of smoke in my face. But it seems better now, I guess. As the wood dries, there's less smoke. That's the challenge right now. The wood is really wet. It rained a few days ago, and then the temperature dropped right after it. So everything's kind of icy. Gotta work with what I got. So I just built that wall with a dead standing log behind my fire to cut the wind. Because when I started today, there's no wind, and now there's little gusts of wind coming from the bottom of the mountain up the hill, and it's taking away some of the heat from my fire, and then sometimes it's blowing smokes into my face. So I had this idea to build a wall behind the fire, and I think what I'm going to do to make it completely opaque is that I'm going to use the survival blanket and wrap it around these logs, so it's gonna make like a full wall behind. No wind in my face. That will be good. There's a nice heat in there. That's good. Here I've got this tiny entrance from where I can slide logs into my fire. The plan will be to slide a few logs from that hole here into my fire, so I can only push it in as it burns during the night. I don't have a pot to boil water, but what I did is I put snow in my water bottle and I leave it close enough to the fire so it can melt. Okay, now time to put some warmer clothes. Get the wet jacket off. Oh, it's like a steam room here. I don't know if you can see, but it's important to be dry before going to bed, because moisture sucks the heat away from the body. Here I've got a big wool sweater, completely dry. That's nice. I'm letting my boot dry. A nice fire going on. Feeding it with the logs from the entrance to that wall I just built. I got my clothes drying on that tree. And yeah, life is good. While everything's drying, let's have a snack. In my hiking scenario, I brought, let me show you, brought some beef jerky. I got some nuts here, mixed nuts. Got a few dates and some more macadamia nuts and chestnuts. So lots of options here. I think I'm kind of feeling the beef jerky right now. Must need some protein. Got some fresh melted snow. It's not too bad of a survival scenario. I hope the rescue will come tomorrow. One thing that can be done too is to sit on your backpack. It's a good way to keep the butt warm. Got some dry wool gloves. I used to sleep outside as a kid with my grandfather. We shared the same love for nature. He's a good friend of mine. Father figure also. He was like 70, 80 years old. I was 10, 15. And he would take me to the woods, show me stuff, showed me how to hunt, showed me how to recognize some species of trees. And at some point I would ask him, like, "Hey Pappy, I really love this place here. Can we sleep here? Could we stay here tonight?" And the old man would say, "Yes, of course." And then we would make a bed out of fir branches and sleep in the forest. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I never really met anybody else like him after that. Once he passed away, I just kept doing it on my own. There's a mountain near where I grew up called Mount Hadstock, and I would go there, hike it up and sleep on top, make myself a fire. Yeah. I did that when I was a teenager. Most of my friends, they preferred going out, and they thought there was something wrong with me, some of them. They'll be asking like, "Where's Gab?" They'd come to my place, knock at the door, my mom would answer, and they'll be asking, "Where's Gab?" And she'd be like, Oh, I think he's sleeping on that mountain again, and they'll be like, what the heck? why isn't he coming with us? But yeah, I just liked it. Nature's always been my sanctuary. Place where I can relax. Place where I can escape society once in a while. I think it's the best therapy. Every time I was in a hard situation or a tough situation and had to make choices, I had to take decisions that I wasn't sure, I would go in the forest, spend 2 or 3 days there, and then the answer would come. It's finally warm in here. The rock behind me is starting to get warm too, which is nice. Hopefully it radiates some heat during the night. I got some more snacks. Shout out to my cousin Geneviève, who baked me some cookies. If you're watching this, then I thank you, and your cookies are really good. So I'm all set up. Small fire, burning steady, feeding it. Yeah, guess I'm going to call it a day. And wish you good night. I'll update you through the night as I wake up or as I don't sleep. See ya. What's up, guys? It's about midnight. I haven't slept yet. Just was trying to keep my fire alive. I can show you what it looks like. It's not doing too well. There's a blizzard outside. It's like a mix of snow and icy rain. The weather tonight is is insane. It was quite cold earlier when I built that shelter, and then the wind picked up. It started to snow. Now the temperature is kind of going up, I guess, and everything's dripping everywhere. My wood's completely soaked. Everything here is damp, myself included, and yeah, I think I may pull the plug on this one. Wanted to do it, but you know, I think it's the wise thing is to hike back down. And hiking back down is not going to be a walk in the park because I'm on the other side of the mountain, so I have to climb back up and go back down the other way. There's a trail. Or I go down on that side and then I walk around the mountain, but I think I prefer going back where I came from, because at least I can follow my tracks. But I have to hurry up because the snow is covering it up already. I just had a look. And then another thing too, why I want to get back down, is that I'm parked on like a unserviced road over there, and I don't even know if I wait until the morning if I'm going to be able to leave it with my car. So I should probably get going now. I'll try to record my way down. crazy how different it is to walk in the dark. There's no point of reference. It's really easy to get lost for real in this type of environment, this type of weather, and complete darkness. Oh yeah, you see those? Those are my tracks. Almost gone now. Whew. Maybe I'll meet the Sasquatch. I don't know if you guys believe in the Sasquatch, but when I worked in British Columbia, apparently I worked in the valley where there was several Sasquatch sighting. The indigenous people who lived there, they believed in it. Actually, they didn't say they believed in it. They just say the Sasquatch exists. It's a fact. Apparently, a few loggers saw it too. I didn't see it myself, but I met people who said that they've encountered strange hominids or something that looked like a bear but wasn't quite a bear, you know, standing in the distance. For myself, I only heard some strange noises over there. You know, I worked in the forest as a forester for many years. Heard plenty of animal noises, animal screams. But there's some things there I've heard that I didn't know quite what it was. It was a little spooky, to be honest. And yeah, maybe I was just the stories from the indigenous people on the barge, on the boat on which where I stayed, that got into my head. But you know, I believe there may be some mysteries we haven't found yet. Thank God I made it to my car. Alright guys, I made it safe and sound. Now I only have to drive back home, which will be interesting too, but it should be alright. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this type of content, you can like, you can subscribe, you can comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know, yeah, whatever. I'm tired. Catch you later. See you next time.